Okay, keeping with the uh, consistent with what I've been doing for the other problems in Chapter 8, everything in orange is given to you. Everything in green is a computation. Well, we're told that in the first quarter we expect to sell 12,000 units, and the variable selling and admin cost per unit is $2.75 per unit, so that's $33,000. Again, keep in mind that the top line here is sales in units, everything else is in dollars. They tell us that there's going to be $12,000 in advertising expense, $40,000 in salaries, $16,000 in depreciation, so that gives us a total of $68,000. And let me show you where that $68,000 came from. That's these three items are the $68,000. So that's the total fixed selling and administrative costs. Next, it tells us that we have to come up with the total cost, and that number is the 33 and the 68, and that gives us the total expense. Now, that expense includes $16,000 in depreciation. And as we talked about before, we don't need to make sure we have cash on hand for that. So our cash needs for the first quarter for selling and administrative expenses is $85,000. Okay, you're going to find the second quarter looks a lot like that. The difference is that we have a different sales number. We're still going to multiply it by the $2.75 to come up with our variable selling expense. We're given a different set of fixed costs, okay, because here includes insurance. But when we add those items together, we come up with the $74,000. Again, like we did before, bring in the variable. So when we add 38.5 and the 74, we come up with 112.5. We have to back out the $16,000 in depreciation because we don't need to provide cash for that. So our cash disbursement for selling for the second quarter is $96,500. We're going to repeat this again and again, and then we're going to total our totals for the year. You can just follow along. It's exactly what we did before. Multiply to find the variable total per unit for all the units sold, 11,000 this time. Add the variable cost as given, subtract, and then back out depreciation. Do the same thing. Now, we need to do this for the year. I always do it again. I bring everything over, I add it, and were I doing this right below here in Excel, I would total these numbers, subtract, of course, that, and then I would total these numbers, and these two numbers should match, and if they do, you've got it correct. Follow the numbers, follow the arrows, look back at the text. You'll find that this is really just a matter of interpreting the information as given and plugging in numbers and doing very simple math.